G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Harbour Stadium for the round 16 clash in the New South Wales Cup competition between the New Zealand Warriors and the St George Illawarra Dragons. It should be a good clash, this one, 5th versus 7th. The Dragons in recent weeks have tumbled out of the top 5, and the Warriors have made their way into the top 5 with some good form. They've won 4 of their last 5, the Kiwi side. Back at home for the first time in over a month as well, so they should be ready to go in this one. They've named a very strong side, but Freddie Lussick drops out of their side. There has already been a game over in New Zealand today, so let's have a look at that one first of all. And it was the Dragons Jersey Flex side with a big win over the Warriors, 46 points to 14. It was a very good performance. They got started pretty early, 10 minutes into the contest. Ashton Ward, he's becoming a real try scorer, the halfback. He scored first, and then first half tries to Hamish Stewart, Jack Quine and Ben Rumble gave the Dragons a 24-0 lead at half time. They really went on with it. Benny Rumble, Barrett Hancock, Tyler Peckham-Harris, Kyan Shelterson and Isaiah Fangalillo all grabbed tries in that one. It was a very good win. We're not too far away from a kickoff here at North Harbour Stadium. So let's head over and have a look at this game. So the Dragons there to kick off, get us underway. New Zealand Warriors with first use of the ball, taken by Pasicala. He's put down 20 metres out. Just Corrick and Ryan Couchman. The two front rowers combining in the tackle. They get in there together again. Looking to wrestle Sands to the ground. He's hard to get down, but eventually they do so. For the Warriors, they go wide of the ruck, finding half a hole through. Josh Corrick a little bit slow in closing down the space. And Brown comes up with an important tackle, but they're rolling now on the back of that with Sifikula up over the halfway line. The first set here from the Warriors is looking pretty sharp. Ryan Couchman comes away from that one, clutching at the shoulder, maybe a little bit of a burner. So they get to their kick through Hanson, puts it up high. Tries to get into the in goal there, just Tamale, doesn't quite manage it, and the Dragons are going to be tackled just a metre out from their try line, where you couldn't ask for a better first set than that if you're a Warriors fan. Now, the Warriors looking to muscle up in defence on Sione Finau. Who's ready to take the tough carry? Jackson Sheriff had a very good game playing in the centres, normally a back rower. Played in the centres last week and was very strong. He has his first carry of the game as Tamale. Signed this week with the Canberra Raiders, or was officially confirmed with the Canberra Raiders, because strong rumours have been out round for about the last month or so that it was going to happen. It was finally confirmed this week. A big loss for the Dragons. He's been a real tackle buster and a bit of a revelation since he's moved to fullback. The kick there from Glover. It's now taken by the Warriors too. It's a late inclusion for the Warriors in this game. Takes that one and brings it back to centre field. But great field position to start with for the New Zealand side, as Vake is up over the halfway line on tackle too. Now the Warriors stepping towards Couchman. Russell gets involved there in the tackle as well as Corrick. Tafua waits at dummy half. They go down the short side again. I think that's Vake with his second run of this step. Now they look to set something up. Goes out the back to Tuapiki. The Warriors are showing the go. Sliding across. Great tackle, Jonah Glover. Well, had to be made. Now Tuapiki looks to find a hole through the middles. Flicks that one out to Hanson. Hanson goes to the line. Rolls it in behind. Tapped back there, that's fit for anyone. Togia, King Togia, well, he tapped it backwards dangerously. Had to be done. Gets back, cleans up his own scraps. The Warriors, they don't score, but they do get the repeat set. If we have another look at this tackle from Jonah Glover, it absolutely had to be made on far. He looked like he was through right around the bootlaces, copybook stuff. As the short goal line drop out from the Dragons, it's going to carry 10. It's going to be taken by Sheeran, and now he's going to counter-attack. Well, that was the perfect short goal line drop out. And now Finau looks to take a hit up into heavy contact. There's some big bodies here for the Warriors. Fakula in the main is the one he runs into. Now Brown out the back to Glover. Now with Egan. Egan looks to get away from far. But he's put down just short of the halfway line. The first bit of quality ball the Dragons have had on the back of that short dropout. The ball comes out wide. It goes now with Finau, who looks to take him on, and Pasicala comes across, makes the tackle, had to be made. King Togia goes towards the middle with Couchman. Couchman, he'll be put down 20 metres out from the Warriors line. The kick, the chase, Benny Johnson gets up high. I think Johnson might have knocked it on. It's picked up here by the Warriors. We can have a knock on both ways. Let's see which, well, we're going to say, he's going to say the Warriors offside, so touched by the Warriors, and a player in front picked it up. So the Dragons get a great attacking opportunity here. Connor Mollison, he looks like he's going to take the tap. No thoughts of taking the early 2 points on offer. Brown takes the settler towards centre field on first play. Egan waits to the right. They come to the left out to Glover. Glover turns it underneath for Couchman. Couchman spins out of the first tackle. Driving backwards. Beep, beep, beep. He's got the reverse lights on. Can't quite get over the line, though. Mullison. King Togia. Glover out the back now with Tamale. Tamale looking to bounce out of a tackle, but they've got plenty of numbers there, the Warriors. They've read that well. Defence adjusted nicely. Glover again out the back. Corrigan to Mullison. Now they come. Quick pass from Cherub, knocked down by the Warriors. Picked up one-handed by Finau. That should be play on, 0 tackle. So another set of 6 coming. King Togia as they settle it up with Dan Russell. Russell's put down. He's about 5 metres out from the Warriors' line. Mullison goes to Couchman. Couchman dummy to the man on his outside shoulder. Keeps striding, gets the offload away. Brown gets down low. Can he get the ball to the ground? No, he's held up. Well, Ryan Couchman, he's got the second most offloads in this entire New South Wales Cup competition. He adds another one to the tally right there as he looks for top spot. And that almost created a try for Fuamanu Brown. The Dragons still with the ball, still an opportunity to score. As Glover, he's put down about 8 metres out from the Warriors' line. Here at North Harbour Stadium, round 16. 0-0. As Corrigan, the ball comes free, and straight away to a picky. Takes off, and he was almost away. Brown with an important tackle around the bootlaces. Well, it's been end-to-end stuff. Both teams happy to attack from inside their own end. It's now Graham Talfa. He'll be wrestled to the ground by Russell and also Jackson Sherrod. The Dragons, they had a golden opportunity there. The error from Josh Corrigan just costing them. Now, that's Benny Farr. He might have been caught high there by Brown. And a penalty to the Warriors. So we've just seen a period of time with the Dragons attacking the line. Now we've got the Warriors kicking for the sideline. 0-0 in this one. Only 7 or 8 minutes into this game, into the 8th minute of the game. So the Warriors dummy and come back towards the middle of the field. Bihalasima put down on first play. Farr waits at first receiver. He comes towards the middle. Sifikula looking to check the platform, but getting up underneath the ribs there, the Dragons. Good defence down low from Brown. Slows the momentum. Goes out the back. And it comes again. They go out wider and a chance. Graham Talfa shut down by Jackson Sherrod. And the 6th again, so Sheriff just spent a little bit too long in the ruck. So they set things up again. That might be Jeremiah Toyava. Put down. And the Warriors again with Tuapiki, who's been busy, looks to get his way towards the line, and a penalty for obstruction. Well, he's a bit of a live wire. He's turned Tuapiki. We've seen him in the NRL. But some of his own teammates didn't know exactly what he was doing there. He comes back in behind, runs in behind his own player. Dan Russell denied an opportunity to get to him. He milked it for everything it was worth. Matty Marcel saying a lot of forward passes. I think, well, the camera angle can be very deceptive on this one. Hard to judge forward passes. It's the pass out the back. Well, that was Jackson Sherribb. Dangerous inside our own half. Just sort of forced it out the back, hit the deck, but it is cleaned up, no harm done. It's Couchman. Well, we know he's one of the busiest players in this New South Wales Cup comp. He gets through plenty of work as he has another carry there. So worked down a short side with D-Russ. Up towards the halfway line again. You see the intent from the Dragons in trying to get another offload away. He was trying to get the arms free. It was held on to by Hansen, who wouldn't allow him free as they come wide. And straightening goes to Marley through half a hole. Bumped away from one in Benny Farr, but the tackle eventually completed. They worked down a short side. Glover. Dummy to Johnson on the outside. Roberts gets to dummy half. Comes back to Mollison. They go towards the middle. King Toggy is going to go to the skies. They'll try and test out the winger. He now doesn't get up to compete, and it's taken by Motul Pasikala. The Warriors come back up with the ball. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Here at North Harbour Stadium, 5th versus 7th. The Warriors in 5th place. It was an important game coming up after this one. The Panthers and Newtown, 4th versus 6th. They could decide where these teams finish depending on this result. Another penalty given away by the Dragons, so discipline letting them down somewhat. They can certainly drop out of the top 5 with a loss here, the Warriors. The Dragons can could climb up to as high as 6th on the ladder, but will be a lot closer to the top 5 if they can get a win. They want to stay in touch, though. It's a very congested ladder. I think they can drop to as low as 10th. With a loss. So an important game for both sides and their finals chances as the Warriors goes out the back again to Tuapiki. King Togia got up quickly, made sure he stuck the tackle, just held on to something before the reinforcements could arrive. Now to Farr going across field, straightening the attack, but straight into Ben Johnson, who shut it down very quickly. Where for Varke to go. And the Warriors getting towards the back end of their set. A little dribble in behind, and there was a golden opportunity for Sands. He spilt it. Well, that was a gift of a try that was coming up, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty here, is it, to the Warriors? It's the kick coming through here from Hansen. Oh, and Dan Russell penalised for taking Tane Tuapiki off the ball. So another set of 6 for New Zealand. As they struggle towards the line, they're not far away. Just short. Ball out the back to Tuapiki. Now they go to the line. It's with Graham Taufa. He's put down. The ball's come free and ruled to have been stripped out. Another penalty to the Warriors. Inside 10, so no quick tap. Now the Warriors through Hanson will take it back to the 10-metre line. Tap and go. Sands. He runs into Russell. King Togia involved as well. Now Tuapiki, short ball. Jeremiah Toiava, centre field, 5 metres out from the Dragons line. They're under plenty of pressure. Tuapiki goes out the back. Sifukula, held up by Egan and Glover. Tuapiki, well, he's really playing in the halves. He's touching the ball a lot. Why wouldn't you have one of your most dangerous players getting the pill plenty? They go from dummy half. They have a crack. I think Josh Corrich is underneath. Makes a try saver there on Tafua. Well, he had the player on his shoulder. Goes himself. Josh Corrich holds his ground. Going gets to dummy half. It comes out to Hanson. Hanson switches the point of the attack to Far. Far is wrestled to the ground, and that'll be a handover. Well, a pretty meek end for the Warriors at the end of a pretty good attacking period. It's still 0-0. The defence of both teams is holding up marvellously well. The Dragons now, their turn. After a heap of defensive work to try and get up the other end of the field. So 13 and a half minutes gone, 0-0 at North Harbour Stadium in Auckland. And the run there coming up from Couchman, following on from the run from Finnout, up towards the halfway lines. Malaisen takes a couple of steps out, gets the ball to Brown. Brown. It's been very good for the Dragons here early as it goes to Glover. Glover puts boot to ball. A high one will be taken on about the 10-metre line. He gets the ball onto 2 and tells him to return it into the fray. It's the Warriors looking to work their way out after a pretty good set from the Dragons. Good run from Graham Tauper. Gets the Warriors into better field position. As Far tips that one on. They saw it coming. Alasima was met as soon as he received the ball. Benny Johnson, as they work down that side again. Far, dummies. On the outside takes the tackle of Glover and also Egan. Egan, I think the second top tackler in this New South Wales Cup competition. So he gets through plenty of defensive work. We see a couple of tackle breaks from the master at it, and Savelio Tamale carries it back strongly. He's also been reasonably safe since going back to fullback. The stats read, I think he had 3 or 4 errors last week, but certainly wasn't taking those high balls in those situations. There's Robert. It might just about be his first carry of this game. There's Couchman. Certainly not his first carry. Wrestles his way around, spins, finds his front, looking for a quick play the ball. They work down a short side with Tamale. Tamale looks to bounce out of the tackle there of Halasima. He gets some help to put him down as Glover, again, is going to go to the sky. Test out Pasicala. The ball bounces around. Eventually the Warriors come up with it. Sherrod tries to come up with a one-on-one strip. Pasicala strong enough to maintain possession. Now the Warriors with Tuapiki. Well, he's looked dangerous all day. Now he breaks into the backfield. He's going to take on the fullback. Well, great work there from Savelio Tamale. Tackle had to be made. He couldn't line up his support runners. But the danger isn't done with yet. The Warriors out of dummy half through Pasicala. He's put down. Tafua gets into dummy half. Works out to the left-hand side with Hanson. Hanson dummies and goes himself. Bounces away from a couple. Hanson still going. King Togya and Josh Corrich just kept working on the inside to make the tackle. Up the back to a Picky. He started it. Stepping, slipping, Pasicala. He might have done himself a bit of a mischief here. He's getting up a little bit ginger on the final play. Slow play the ball. Right up against the sideline. Hanson. He's going to rake that one across field. Coming forward is Roberts. Takes it well. He's jumped from inside the in goal, you would think. He's tackled in the air. It'll be a penalty to the Dragons. Well, Tane Tuapiki Here he goes again, just stepped through Sione Finau, who chased too hard from marker, and Dan Russell didn't chase hard enough. Great tackle, one-on-one situation. I tell you, not too many people make that tackle one-on-one against Tuapiki. But Savelio Tamale got the job done. And the Dragons, they scrambled back. They done well. They get a penalty to boot to come out of their own end. As Ben Johnson struggles, fights, tries to earn his side a penalty. Instead, he's told to go back and play it on the mark. Alec Tuatavake on for the Dragons off the bench. That's his first carry. It's Brown. Back to Glover. Glover. King Togia just tipped that one on to Sheriff and was shut down. Well, that's been a good battle so far. Jackson Sheriff, Moala, Graham, Talfa. I think they're going at about even money at the moment. Ryan Couchman, good leg drive, and again finds his front for a quick play of the ball that allows the dummy half, Colin Lyson, to have a little bit of a scoot out. King Togia gets the dummy half. He'll look for his halfback. It goes to Glover. Glover goes across to two. Two climbs high, takes that well. He's claimed and put down by Ben Johnson and Dylan Egan. Right on the 10-metre line. The Warriors' 10-metre line. Still nil, 18 minutes gone. So now the Warriors. Taking it up over the 20-metre line. Into Dan Russell. They work down this short side. Alec Tuatavake looking to put a shot on. But a pretty quick play the ball. Tame Tuapiki. No, you've got to keep your eyes on him every time he gets the ball, but New Brown makes the tackle. Hanson's going to get to the kick from just outside the 40. He's gone to the sky. Cooper Roberts is tracking it back. It bounces kindly infield to Savelio Tamale, though. He comes towards the centre of the field. No tackle busts on this occasion as he's driven backwards by a straight line of Warriors defenders. Cooper Roberts gets into dummy half. Goes to Finau. Sione Finau backing up to the 30-metre line. Jackson Sheriff, well, he's not afraid to take a hit up. I say normally plays in the second row. The last couple of weeks in the centres and doing a good job. Like Tuatavake, another offloader, gives it out to Couchman. They go wide. They tip it on through hands to Glover. Glover eventually decides someone's got to straighten the attack. He does. And he straightens it straight into the shoulder of Halasima. Now Couchman with another carry. Almost a quarter of this game gone. No points on the board for either team. There's Glover kicking that one down to two. Two comes towards the middle of the field, runs into the shoulder of Dan Russell. Tuatavake also helping out with making that tackle. Hanson late to get to dummy half, so has a bit of a scurry up because the markers weren't really set either. Play the ball too quick for everyone. Now with Graham Talfa taking the ball forward. Now they come, the Warriors, and they'll be put down 40 metres out from their own line. Apologies for that interruption as the Dragons work down a short side. King Togia taking on the line. He's put down, so the Dragons in a pretty decent position. Glover goes to Tuatavake. Tuatavake, he'll look for the offload. He gets it to Brown. Goes out the back of Glover, knocked backwards. Should be play on. But sucked a bit of the momentum out of that attack after the good offload from Tuatavake. Brown. He just looks to straighten the attack, a bit of a settler. Somewhat wasted tackle. Melisson goes to Glover. Glover cuts out one. Not the best of passes, just in behind Ben Johnson. He's unable to handle it. They knock it on. It's the last tackle in any case. I think Glover was thinking run. I think he was the only one of the Dragons that was thinking run. They were all up looking for the kick. As we look at Savelio Tamale, the great run that put the Dragons in that position. Unfortunately, missed that. Had a knock at the door in the studio. Had to go and sort something out. Looking for a crosser tackle penalty here. Is Setu 2. As we come back to live action. We've got a little bit of a break. Oh, 0-0, so not a great deal to speak of. 22 minutes gone. Both teams have had their chances. You've got to say the fullbacks for both sides have been very important in everything they've done in attack. Tane Tuapiki has got his hands on the ball a lot and has been incredibly dangerous. A couple of line breaks from him. And Savelio Tamale on the other side has come up with a try saver on his opposite number, as well as some tackle busts and breaks of his own. Not too many other players looking to really create and be incredibly damaging. Graham Talfer and Jackson Shearer are having an interesting battle out on the Dragons' left-hand side. Here is that man that I speak of for the Warriors, and Graham Talfer. He hasn't quite been able to. He hasn't really looked like breaking, but both look somewhat likely. Just met equally well in defence so far. It comes to Hanson for the kick on the final tackle for the Warriors, down again to Tamale. Tamale just carries that one back and onto the field. Harry Durbin involved in that tackle in jersey 15 for the Warriors. As Roberts goes for a scurry out of dummy half. Benny Johnson came up with a knock on down the other end of the field moments ago. Looking to make up for it, goes for a bit of a gallop there. Now Jackson Shearer. So the outside backs getting in and taking a bit of pressure off the forwards. Alec Tuatavake throws another pass back, maybe touched by the Warriors. Him forcing the offload somewhat, but no touch from the Warriors according to the officials. So the kick from King Togia goes down to Tuapiki, who takes it on the full. He looks to step and jink, gets away from Tuatavake, gets away from another, getting away from King Togia, who comes again from behind to make the tackle. Well, he is a real live wire. Very, very difficult to handle. Kevin, it is 0-0. 24 minutes gone. 0-0. There is no score in this game so far. It's been an enthralling battle. Both teams have had their chances on attack, but the scramble defence from both sides has been too good, too classy. Keep turning them away. So far dummies and goes. Shut down, not fallen for, but there by Tuatavake and Egan. They make the tackle. Now going. Flat pass to the man that's just onto the field in Durbin. Perhaps lucky to get away with that one. It's going. Goes out the back to far. I don't know if you count that as a kick. Might have hit the ground before he got it away, but ended up in the arms of Ben Johnson, and we play on. It's Cooper Roberts stepping off the left foot, trying to beat far. Spending a bit of time in the ruck there. Well, that had to be a penalty. Well, he lied there. He looked at the referee for an absolute eternity. Eventually, the referee lost patience with a player that wasn't even trying to get up. I think that's an obvious penalty to the Dragons. I don't know what exactly Kalani Going is having a chat to the referee about. That was just silly stuff from the Warriors, and it gives the Dragons an opportunity. 25 minutes in, looking for first points. Johnson taps, goes towards the middle, and Alec Tuatavake just winds up. Looks to back his way through the Warriors' defence. Mollison waits at dummy half. Goes to Finau. Ali Finau out onto the park now. He goes to Couchman. Connor and Haley Finau both out on the field. Dummy and go. Gets a pass away to Russell. Russell! He can't fight link with another runner, but King Togia. Well, that was a great little play, digging right into the line. He's got the ball again. Turns it underneath to Couchman. Couchman, well, not too much doing. Flicks it out the back to Mulhyson. Russell onto Sherrod. Sherrod, he just comes back towards the centre of the field, put down. They're just 10 metres out from the Warriors line. It goes to King Togia, short ball to Tuatavake. Tuatavake, centre field, 5 out. Well, this is the opportunity to attack right here. They go to Couchman. Couchman spinning towards the line. Can't get the ball to the ground. He's put down tackle 5 as the referee raises his arm high above his head. Connor Mulhyson waits at dummy half. The short pass to Russell. Russell spins over. They get 6 again. They don't need 6 again because Dan Russell gets first point in this game. 4-0. Kick to come. Well, the Dragons, they kept bashing down the door, and eventually the New Zealand Warriors answer. Short pass on tackle 5, the Warriors offside, so the 6 again it would have been anyway. It started with King Togia digging through and getting the ball to D. Russ, and it finished in similar fashion. Colin Mulhyson looking out the back to King Togia. Bit of a no-look pass to his captain. He just got on the outside shoulder of the defender and was able to spin over and score the first try of this contest. Well, it's taken not too far shy of half an hour for first points. I wonder if the floodgates will open. But a good start here for both sides defensively. Been able to cling and scramble and hold on. This is certainly an area where the Dragons have struggled in 2024 in the New South Wales Cup competition. Their goal kicking has left a little to be desired. They've had a few different guys that have had a crack at it. Jonah Glover with the job today. Moves in, strikes it out to the right. It stays out to the right and waved away. So not a great kick, not a great strike at all. We have another look at the Dan Russell try. I'll just try and bring up Jonah Glover's goal kicking stats so far this year. You're kicking at a 55% success rate, which got a little bit even worse. With that missed conversion. So if a 55% goal kicker is your best option, it might be an area we need to look at in getting somebody that gets them a little bit sweeter than Jonah Glover. Look through the side, and I'm not sure they have any better, but it's something that could certainly cost them if this one is a close game. So the Warriors get us back underway, and Viliami Fafita in jersey 19 onto the field. He's a big human. See if he can have an impact to really break this game open. Second carry for Sione Finau. Alec Tuatavake looks like he's lining up for another one. Well, they go to Couchman. Couchman, well, he looked out the back. He had the short option. Not really a ball player, though, so he takes the tackle. Tackled. A little bit of a look down that short side. Goes out to King Togia again. Takes the line on. He's looking more and more assured with the more New South Wales Cup games he plays like King Togia. Alec Tuatavake eventually gets his carry up towards the 40-metre line. Not a bad set after points. Jonah Glover looking to put the finishing touches on it. Just puts it down to 2. 2 gets away from Fafita. Is eventually put down by Haley Finau. And Dan Russell, the try scorer. It's a good set up to points you always want to complete. I want to give his head some room there. Ryan Couchman got into an awkward position that could have easily turned into a crusher. Tangled up in that tackle, Haley Finau. Now Tame Tuapiki Keep your eyes peeled. He looked to the outside, just couldn't quite get the ball there. They keep coming down that way. Off the bench in jersey 6, out onto the field now is Caleb Lehman. He's named at 5'8", but started from the bench. He's in at dummy half. The kick there from far, down to Roberts. Didn't have a happy day last week, Cooper Roberts. But he's been fairly safe so far in this contest. Just over half an hour gone. The Dragons leading 4-0. On the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Now the Dragons will work it out of their own end. Dylan Egan, player that I certainly would like to see get a little bit busier in attack. He's obviously quite assured defensively. Viliami Fafita, there's one player, Durban in his wake, and look at that carry up to the halfway line, wants to fight to his feet. Well, that's the kind of impact that we need to see from Viliami Fafita. Coming off the bench, getting short minutes. Really bash and barge type stuff. Setu 2 looks to get to the outside of Russell. A lot of a cross-field stuff, that just testing out how straight, how good is the Dragons' kick chase. They're up to the test on that occasion. The pass goes out the back. Well, fourth one out. The Warriors had all turned their back. And Jonah Glover says, thank you very much. I'll take that gift. As it comes out to Johnson. Benny Johnson looking to straighten through the gap. He's put down by Halasima and Farr. Plays the ball back to Finau. Finau to Glover. Now with Tuatavake. Tuatavake struggles towards that 10-metre line. He gets to his front, wants a quick play the ball. Finau, he's a danger out of dummy half. It goes to Glover. Glover out the back. Short ball to Russell. Russell is red, picked up, driven backwards. Another offload though. Finau throws a big outlandish dummy before charging towards the line. King Toggy awaits the dummy half. It goes to Kaufman. Short ball to Tuatavake. Tuatavake towards the line. He's driven back on tackle 5. Haley Finau's looking for instructions. Goes towards that short side with Kaufman. Flick out the buck back to Tamale. Tamale dribbles one through, knocked on, picked up by Tuapiki. And straight away, while he was looking 100 metres upfield, Tane Tuapiki, Dylan Egan gets hold of the shorts and shuts that thought down pretty quickly. The Warriors, they hold on once again in defence. Alec Tuatavake, a chop-in tackle. Down low. As the Warriors work it out of their own end. Durban. So still just inside the 40, getting late in this tackle count. Going, tipping that on to Halasima. Halasima forces one out. That one's knocked around. It's knocked backwards by Roberts. Glover picks it up. And the Dragons have got the ball. Well, a couple of passes that have hit the deck for the Warriors are giving the Dragons an opportunity to score again before half-time. Got about 6 minutes until the break. Couchman, he's worked his backside off in this first half and another strong carry. Getting the Dragons into the field position where they want to be. Dummy out to the right. They come to the left. Now King Togia. Dummies go. King Togia. Well, I don't know whether Dan Russell might have been tackled without the ball there. Jackson Shearer getting out of dummy half. He goes for a scurry towards that left corner post on tackle 5. Finau waits at dummy half. Goes out to Glover. Glover looks to roll one in behind, looking for the repeat set. They'll get the repeat set, forcing the goal line drop out, building pressure. Here come the Dragons. It's 4-0 in favour of the Dragons over the Warriors on the Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Tane Tuapiki just gets across, forces that in goal. See if they're thinking short. It looks like they are thinking that way. They've gone a little bit longer than they would have liked, though, and Cooper Roberts takes that one on the full reasonably comfortably against the sideline 20 metres out. So good place for the Dragons to start. Fafita. 3 players in the tackle. He stands. Eventually they get him to the ground. Plays the ball back to Finau. Glover has the runner inside, goes that inside runner with Couchman, who's put down. For now, dummies to Tavake, goes himself, and he's claimed. We've got a Warriors player down in the ruck, so the referee is going to stop play. Hey, Finau also a little bit slow to his feet. We get the concussion protocols. On-field trainers just going through the test. We have a look to just try and work out exactly where that issue occurred. It looks like he cops a bit of friendly fire. The hip of his teammate there in Myers' hands. He's been given the all clear, Caleb Lehman, so he'll stay on the field for the time being. The Dragons will play the ball just 5 metres out from the Warriors' line. King Togger at dummy half. Goes to Couchman. Couchman to Fafita. Fafita standing in the tackle. He can't get an offload away. He had the arm free, but takes the tackle. Jonah Glover's down on the deck. King Toggy is going to have to put the kick in. Across field it goes. Dan Russell's going to try and tap it back to Tuatavake. Goes out to Sione Finau. Still the last. It comes back to King Toggy for a second kick. He has another go. Climbing up high and taken by the second rower. And the Warriors will a flick pass. And Setu 2 is away down the sideline. Stepping back in field. And coming across in cover is Dylan Egan. It wasn't Setu 2, it was Vake with that run down the side, and now it's Setu 2 who comes up with the knock on there. Dylan Egan's not too happy with the decision. I'm not sure if he's just exhausted after having to go on that chase. Arthur Vake. Little flick pass here from Halasima. And Vake was away. Dylan Egan gives good chase. Savelio Tamale there as well. They've come up with a couple of little try-saving efforts. The Dragons came to a picky on one occasion. After Vake there, although I don't know if he was any great danger of going the length. And then on the next play, Setu 2 comes up with the error, and the Dragons get the ball back. Not too long before half-time now. Looking at 2.5 minutes until the break. It's just 4-0. A very low-scoring game so far between the Dragons and the Warriors, as Dylan Egan is driven backwards. Couchman trying to help him keep his feet. Eventually we'll be allowed to play the ball. Tuatavake tips that one on to Fafita. Fafita, again, good leg drive, great post contact meters. He's still struggling forward. Eventually they get him down. Tuatavake with the ball again, dummies. Steps back in behind the ruck. Durbin down low, makes the tackle, but a quick play the ball. And Finau, tip over the top. Glover chasing through, and the Warriors, they dive backwards into the in goal. Happy to give up the goal line dropout than the try. And it looks like the halftime siren has sounded. So that will be the break. And the clock on the screen was a little bit behind time. So halftime in this one. This is St George Illawarra Dragons leading the New Zealand Warriors 4-0. Take a bit of a break. I'll go and get myself a glass of water, refresh, and get ready for the second half. It should be a big second 40. Hopefully some more points. Just 4 points in that first half, repeating the scoreline at halftime. The Dragons 4, leading the Warriors 0. Well, g'day and welcome back to North Harbour Stadium. The round 16 of the New South Wales Cup is the Dragons leading at half-time by 4 points to nil. We've got about 3 or 4 minutes until the second half gets underway. It was a very intriguing first half. Both teams had their opportunities. I think the Warriors had first crack at the line, and the Dragons had a period of 4 or 5 minutes where they were attacking the Warriors line. The real end-to-end stuff. The two fullbacks very impressive in Tane Tuapiki and Sevilio Tamale, creating line breaks and opportunities. But neither side able to convert those opportunities into points. 4 points to nil, though. The Dragons did eventually get across the line, a short ball from Conor Mollison to his captain, Dan Russell, who spun over and got the ball down. Pretty ordinary conversion attempt from Jonah Glover. That meant that it was only 4 and not 6, which could come back to bite the Dragons at the back end of this one. They'll need a big second half. They've had some good performers, the Dragons, in the first half, through the middle of the field. In particular, I think Ryan Couchman has again been very, very strong, and Alec Tuatavake, as Lee Gross has pointed out here, Tuatavake looking fantastic. As soon as he came onto the field, he had an instant impact. He's getting offloads away. He's creating that second phase. He's a real handful, doing a lot of good things. So he's been very good. I think Viliami Fafita, once he got onto the field, was also had an impact and did his job. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets. I think he only got about 17 minutes last week. We need to get more from him than that if he is to force his way back into the top grade. But Alec Tuatavake, Ryan Couchman are a couple of guys that can't be too far away. I think Leichhardt King Togia was also very good for the Dragons. He is looking more and more comfortable in the halves for the mighty Dragons, and he's a guy that Shane Flanagan has spoken about this week, not by name. He's just talked about the young halves in the pathway system, and the two halves that he is talking about, of course, are the two young halves from the pathways that trained with the Dragons during pre-season, and that was Leichhardt King Togia and Cade Reid. Reid, unfortunately, has had a lot of trouble with injury this year. He seems to be a little bit injury prone, but he's quite small as well, so he's a guy that needs to fill into his body, but he's an incredibly talented half that Shane Flanagan has big raps on. So he's another one to keep an eye out for when he does return from injury at some stage this season, whether he gets an opportunity in the Jersey flag at some stage, maybe alongside Ashton Ward, who's going very well in the 7 jersey in the under-21s. For the Warriors, apart from Tuapiki, I think their edge forward, Leka Halasima, has been quite good. He's done some good things for them. I'd love to see that their captain Kalani Going actually tuck the ball under the arm and have a few carries. He plays almost exclusively as a ball player and doesn't really have enough runs for my liking. I think he's a guy that I've seen in other games where he can be quite damaging, but he just seems to want to play exclusively as a ball player at the moment. So if he lights up, then anything can happen. Maya Sands, I think, has had some opportunities, and Vake. Vake. He's another one that has certainly created some chances, I think, for the Warriors. They probably need a little bit more from their halves in Luke Hanson and Ben Farr. They haven't really created enough and done enough with the opportunities that they've been given. They've relied a lot on just the explosive brilliance of Tuapiki to just create something from nothing, which, quite frankly, he's done a few times. All right, we'll head over now. So they're back out on the field, the New Zealand Warriors, to kick off. They will be right to left on your screen. The Dragons will receive first use. It's the Dragons leading 4 points to nil. The Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. We're back underway for the second half, and it'll be Viliami Fafita high, stepping and smash. Absolutely hammered. Well, they're going to say no arms in the tackle. I tell you what, as an old school rugby league man, I love to see it. The referee says you can't do that anymore. Kalani going, looking to lift his side here straight up, just drives the shoulder into the chest and flips Viliami Fafita onto his back. Well, he wasn't intimidated by the size there. Absolutely massive hit from going. But he does get put on report and penalised as the Dragons' first carry, the first legal tackle of this second half, sees the Dragons inside Warriors territory. Cal Davis thanking me for the stream. Well, the New South Wales Rugby League TV app is paid for these days, so not everybody wants to fork out their hard-earned to get to stream it, and I think everybody should be able to watch these New South Wales Cup games. Anytime I get the opportunity to stream, I like to. Now, Glover goes out the back with Tamale, bounces away from one, wants to spin through another. Durbin holds onto him, along with Tafua. Eventually, they get him to the ground. On tackle 5, Glover. He's again going to bomb towards the corner. Sherrod getting up, trying to compete for the ball, but it's taken by Graham Talfa. Warriors, well, they get their first use of the ball deep down their own end. As the Dragons getting numbers in the tackle, they're looking to muscle up, or they don't want to give away a penalty. The Warriors, they look to go a bit of a shift, get a bit wider of the ruck as the Dragons look to jam them down here. That's tackle 3, and they're still inside their 10. And again, driving defence from the Dragons. Couchman, Fafita, and Eli Finau involved in that tackle is going this time. Just takes the tough carry just up to the 20-metre line, and they come back for the kick from Hanson from deep inside his own end. The bounce will come back towards the Warriors, though, and they're going to go all the way. They're sprinting away with the prize. Graham Talfa, he gets claimed from behind by Glover, who can't make it. Well, that was a defensive set. The Dragons absolutely dominated. The kick at the end of it allowed to bounces straight back into the hands of the Warriors. And Malala Graham Talfa runs away with the prize. It is 4-4, kick to come. And despite the Dragons dominating this opening 3 minutes, they might find themselves behind in just a minute. Well, bounced over the head of Sione Finau. And then the offload to Graham Talfa. Going to Glover. Showed good speed to run him down, but not great defensive technique to finish off the tackle. Couldn't come up with the try saver. They've scrambled to a couple, the Dragons. On that occasion, the Warriors, they get their first points of the game. And just 3 minutes into the second half, well, the Dragons now need to respond. They would have felt like they were right on top, a good attacking set. They had the Warriors trapped inside their 20 for the kick. But when you don't catch it on the full, as Phil Gould says, you invite disappointment into your life. And, well, the Dragons, their body language will be important in this next set of 6. Quite often we see at the NRL level, when something like that goes against them, they drop their heads and can find themselves conceding quite a lot of points in a 5-minute period as the Warriors raise the flags. And they do take the lead for the first time in this game at 6 points to 4. The Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Well, again, a try from nowhere. Lots of Warriors chasers. And the Dragons just couldn't get back there to support Tamale and Finau. 6 points to 4. The Warriors in front. Plenty of time left in this game. A comment there from Brendan Daly. And one of the biggest issues with the NRL is the lack of appreciation for the Reggies. Should be a national second grade comp, shown as much as first grade. I don't disagree with you. I think it'd be great to get some of these guys more time as an error here from Leka Halasima. So after points, the Warriors invite the Dragons to take back the lead. They give the Dragons good field position. I think always the issue with the national reserve grade competition is cost. Well, in the New South Wales Cup here, we are over in New Zealand, so there's a bit of cost involved in that. But having one team interstate versus 7, 8, 9 teams interstate in every other week, having to do that amount of travel, it's not a cheap exercise. I need to get some support. An offload there from Couchman, like on King Tongia. Takes that to the line. Stopped as he got there. Looked to work out his options. In the end, just takes the run. Comes out to Couchman again. Well, his second carry in as many runs. And again, backing towards the line. The ball's popped out. How's it come out? We're going to say knock on. Couchman's complaining the way that ball just sprung out. You would have thought that it had to be ripped out. No one saw anything untoward as he struggled in the tackle, and it'll be an error against the name of Ryan Couchman. Isn't it a break yet in this game? He does play big minutes, and he's pointing at the man that he knows ripped the ball out there, Couchy, but the referee's made his decision, and the Warriors will get the ball back. So feed the scrum. And just one off the ruck to take on Jonah Glover. That's set to 2. Now working down a short side, running in to Fafita and Johnson. Put down there Halasima. Warriors driven backwards there is going. A few more carries early in this second half to a Picky. In trying to pick his way through the Dragons' defensive line. Far, tipping that one on, stepping. Again, Halasima back to Far. It's been a danger. Look at Halasima for most of this contest. And the Dragons are penalised on tackle 5. Going to Glover. Having a chat to both Glover and Egan and trying to work out who it was that actually is penalised. Well, I'm watching the replay. I'm still trying to work out who it was that was penalised. Again, they come back. And the error from Durban, the double knock-on from Tuatavake. Brendan Daly expanding on his point. The game makes money through TV. It can't make any money if it's not even shown. Well, they can't make money from TV if no one on TV is willing to pay for it. And so I think that's, again, another stumbling block. Is to make money from TV, you have to have a broadcaster that's willing to pay for a national reserve grade competition. I'd love to see it. I think a lot of fans would love to see it as well. But I think it's gone a little quiet. Nico Davis lamenting the amount of errors the Warriors are making. Keep inviting the Dragons to have a crack. But it is his team, the Warriors, that are leading at the moment 6 points to 4. It's Couchman tipping that one on to Fafita. Fafita struggling in the tackle. He's got a loose handle on it, but he does hold on to it. Again with Couchman, and again goes ball play to Glover. Glover short ball to Tamale, who was held up. Couchman, well, he's got the ball pretty much every play in this set, and there's a carry this time rather than ball playing option. Looks like he's moved into a lock roll. A little banana kick in behind for Tamale, but Tuapiki is well positioned. He steps away from a couple before being put down. So now the Warriors will work it out of their own end. Yeah, the Dragons got a big win in the flag game. Unfortunately, that one's not streamed by the New South Wales Rugby League TV app. So not sure how that went, but the Dragons very comfortable winners in that one. 46 points to 14. With 24-0 at half-time, the Dragons, the Warriors got a couple of tries late. They scored the last 2 tries, so it was 46 points to 6 at one stage before the Warriors got a couple of junk time tries. So a very comfortable win for the Dragons under 21s. The Warriors, though, they're doing a lot better in the New South Wales Cup competition. I think they're about 13th in the Jersey Flag, something like that there. They haven't had the best of seasons. But they're up in 5th in the New South Wales Cup. Sikafula back out onto the field with that carry. They go out the back and tipping that one on. Dragons well done defensively. Ben Johnson and Jonah Glover making the tackle on Varkay. Now Durbin. He's put down 20 metres out. Couchman and Egan make the tackle. Now going out the back to Far. Time to run perfectly. Important tackle from Russell, but quick play the ball. Hanson, dummied outside, dummied inside, then gives the intercept pass to Haley Finn. Now they're calling it back for some reason. It must be a Warriors penalty. The Dragons ruled to have been offside after the quick play the ball from Ben Farr, which is highly believable because it was lightning fast after the tackle around the bootlaces from Dan Russell. And the Wars get another opportunity. Sikafula with that carry. Now Tuapiki, well, the player on his outside overran him, so he had nowhere to go, and the 2 number 1s come together. Tamale looks to drag him back. They out of dummy half. Oh, he's got 1, he's got 2. Well, that time, just straight out of dummy half, or Savelio Tamale had turned his back. He saw numbers, got out, split the Dragons' defence, and Moala Graham Telfer, he's got his second, and the Warriors extend this lead. They're out to a 10-4 lead, kick to come. Well, the Warriors, they're making the most of their opportunities in this second half. Marley never got back on side in any case, but caught a little bit of sleep. Savelio Tamale wasn't the only defender that could have possibly made that tackle. There was plenty of Dragons around. Never good when a player just runs out of dummy half, 10 metres out, and doesn't run into any defenders. No one closed down that space. Looks like Ryan Coughton might be going for his first breather. They're just making his way off the field. 54 minutes in. A conversion attempt from 20 in from touch. Trevor Richards wants to know how much the ref is on. I don't know whether the ref got too much wrong on that occasion. I know he has had a couple of questionable decisions. Certainly the offside penalty, I think, was warranted after the quick play of the ball from Far. There was one a little earlier that was a strange one. But you get that from all referees, as that one is piloted over by the Warriors, and suddenly they're out to an 8-point lead. It's 12 points to 4. The Complete Warehouse Solutions scoreboard. Plenty of time left on the clock, but the Dragons, they've had enough opportunities to be be well in front in this game. They haven't been able to take them. I reckon the Dragons a chance at the 8 this year. Well, I think we're still a chance, but I think the loss to Manly last week was a big one. That was a game we had to win. Another must-win game coming up in our next one after the bye against the Dolphins, who look pretty sharp, but the Dragons at home in that one. I think that's, again, a must-win game. We've got to find an upset somewhere. We've got to find 3 or 4 upsets. We've got a very tough draw coming up. I'd say very long odds of the Dragons making the 8. I would say no would be, I don't think we will make the 8, but we're still a chance. I think the competition is so close that in any game on any given week, any team can win. So if you win more than you lose, then you make finals. As Tua Picky looking to go through, chop down by Tua Tavake. Hanson puts the kick down. Roberts climbs up, takes it well. It was a real contest there with 2. Roberts takes it nicely. It's Tamale. Tamale looks to spin up towards the 20-metre line. Early Finau to dummy half. Gives the ball to Sione Finau, who keeps the legs pumping. Gets a good 12 metres further upfield for his side as Dan Russell throws the arms up in the air like he plays for Parramatta. Peeling for a penalty as Hayley Finau out of dummy half looks to catch out the 8 defenders of the Warriors. There's a good run. Wants a quick play the ball. Comes back now for Glover. Glover's going to put boot the ball. The Dragons chasing through with Ben Johnson. Johnson can't get there to challenge. A bit of a juggle. Well, I think as he just held on to it before it got to the ground, he has there set to 2. And the Dragons another chance to do a job with their defence. Looks like Levi Pascoe in jersey 16 is out for his first minutes of the game. A nice impact in his last game against the Panthers. Only played 20-odd minutes, but ran for about 130 metres in that game. So if you're looking to have a similar impact here, he goes at a million miles an hour. He tries to take those opportunities, and a nice little interchange of passing from the Warriors trying to expose the frailties around the middle of the ruck for the Dragons. They hold on. They get the job done defensively. Not much communication there between Finau and Tamale. They come together, and again, all's well that ends well, but maybe you should introduce yourselves to each other. Johnston dummies to the outside. The Dragons looks like they're trying to play a bit more open, expansive footy. That can lead to errors, but it can also lead to really opening up the game. As the offload from Sherrod. It's going to be a penalty here for obstruction. And again, the Dragons are flabbergasted by this decision. I don't know if we'll get a replay. We'll have a look at Sherrod. Just takes this carry up, gets the offload away. Where's the obstruction? Where's the? There was an offload from the Dragons to a player that was directly behind him. That's not how obstruction works, you clown. That's a terrible call. I'm not sure what he's found or what he's seen there, but that is a dreadful call from the referee. A penalty to the Warriors while the Dragons were in possession. Now they've got a chance to extend this lead. A late offload. The referee had called held, so the 2-try hero, Graham Taufa, goes back to play it. Now the short ball coming back at the angle, Halasima. He's put down by Glover. They're not far away. Going out the back, short pass, trying to go through the hole. Jeremiah Toiava put down as they go from dummy half through Tafua. Tafua's not far away. Pascoe involved in the tackle. Going. Steps, goes through. Stands, looking for an offload. They're holding onto the ball. They don't want the offload and they'll hand it over. Well, the Dragons, their defence holds up. And now they get a chance to work it out of their own end. Levi Pascoe put down. Now Dylan Egan takes it into Mackay Cup to 4. And play it back. Now with Tamale. Tamale, can he do something to open this game up? The Warriors' defence has been quite impressive. Now with Russell. Dan Russell up towards the 40-metre line and beyond that mark. Hayley Finau gets to dummy half. Manu Brown. Out with Glover. Glover saw half a hole. It closed quickly. The gap there between Ben Farr and Kalani going. It comes back to Brown, who's going to take over the kicking duties. Goes down, taken on the full by Pasacala. Pasacala looking to counter-attack. Gets around one. He's into space. He's got Hanson on his inside. He looks to do a bit of an in and away. And now looking to dive on the ball in the ruck. And the Dragons come up with the ball. Well, Pasacala played the ball. Nobody there at dummy half. And a great play back-to-back from Lycan King Togia. As now Savelio Tamale out of dummy half. He's chopped down by Hanson. He'll play the ball back to Finau. Josh Corrick back out onto the field. And the pass is called forward, is it? They're going to say he hasn't played the ball and he has thrown the ball. He's thrown his toy down to the top there, Savelio Tamale. He's filthy with another decision from the referee. I think that one came from the touch judge. Well, there is some frustration from the Dragons here. We go back and have a look at this run from Motu Pasacala. He just stands up, Sione Finau. A terrible effort from Finau. And then we see Lycan King Togia comes up with the tackle and then gets up, gets himself to marker, and gets around and gets on the ball before Graham Talfa can get there. Doesn't look like we're going to get a replay of the call that went against Savelio Tamale, but he was absolutely livid with that call from the referee, who's come up with it. A couple of Warriors calls in a row. And frustration building for the away team in New Zealand as that one taken forward by Halasima. Now going. Goes to Hanson. Hanson to the Tuapiki. Tuapiki looks to step in field. He beats a couple with that right foot step. But the Dragons sliding defence up to the task. Brown and also Pascoe involved. Now the Warriors looking to put this one to bed. They're up 12 points to 4. Short pass to going. And closing the space there, Dylan Egan, Levi Pascoe. Going plays the ball. There's a couple of Dragons lying down in the ruck. They step around. They get the ball back to Far. It opens up for him. He gets it down. And the Warriors, they surge to a 16-4 lead. Well, the Dragons have had a few things go against them, but you can't take anything away from the Warriors. They're not the ones coming up with those calls. They're able to take their advantage and make the most of it. You felt there as soon as Ben Farr got the ball that he was going to score. As I said, the Pascoe just lying down in the ruck. The pass back to Farr, it opens up. The space there between Corrick and Dylan Egan was big enough for him to squeeze through and get the ball to the ground. The Dragons led 4-0 at half-time, but it's been 16 unanswered points. I don't think the Warriors are done just yet. There's still time enough remaining. Still 15 minutes to go. Maybe a bit less by the time Tuapiki puts his ball on the tee. He's taken a long time to have a drink and a picnic and a bit of a think about what he's going to do with this kick. Taking his time and taking some time off the clock. Yeah, a lot of Dragons fans in the comments frustrated with the officiating, and I think there's a few players out there in red and white that are just as frustrated with what's what's gone on in this second half. The flag's raised again by Tuapiki, and that makes it just that little bit harder for the Dragons. The Warriors lead 18 points to 4. They seem to be scoring pretty much every 11 minutes. The 44th minute, 55th minute, and 66th minute. The tries in this second half for the Warriors. They're bringing a few up. They're going the short kick-off option that looks a little bit too deep. The Warriors get back and claim it. Ryan Couchman only a short breather on the sideline. He's back out onto the field. He's involved in those first 2 tackles, along with Josh Corridge. Now the Warriors looking to go through, and again, Leka Halasima looking dangerous. Tafur out of dummy half. Brown makes the tackle, but not before Mackay has made plenty of metres. They go out the back to Far. Scored the most recent try. He looks to step through. Like on King Togia down low. And 2 Dragons forwards over the top. And Couchman and Russell. Now with Hanson. Hanson is going to kick towards Sione Finau's wing. It's tapped back there by the Warriors. It's picked up by the Warriors. A second kick that goes through. Tamale picks it up around his bootlaces. Runs around him behind one of his own players. And now Stabilio Tamale. Well, the Warriors complaining about an obstruction. I think they had more of a case there than the one they actually got. But Tamale picked that up, got back into the field of play and had to. The Dragons, they need the ball in hand. If they are any chance of coming back into this contest, they trail 18 points to 4. Goes now to Couchman. Couchman stands in the tackle. They know his offloading ability, so the defence stays up for a long time. Now to Glover. Glover out the back to King Toggy. Here he goes out to Sheriff. Sheriff, well, he had his winger unmarked. If he could have just got the ball to Finau, he might have been away, and he's got plenty of toe. We know that. King Togia. He goes to the sky. A big kick, but taken comfortably by the Warriors. They look to position the outside runners. Trying to force something, force an error. The Warriors have made plenty of them. The Dragons haven't been able to make them pay for most of the day. Now leading 18 points to 4. The game management of the New Zealand side will come into this one. You wouldn't think they're going to be pushing too much and coming up with too many errors, although here we've got a player put on report for a forearm while running the ball here. Just raising the bumper bar a little bit too high, and the referee pulled another one out of his backside, this time in favour of the Dragons. I'm not sure we'll get a chance to have a look at the replay of that one, because the Dragons go on the attack and dodgy play the ball from Couchman. Well, he didn't get to his feet. He can't complain about that one. You have to get to your feet first. He's used the ball to push himself up and has lost control, and on the first play, the Dragons hand it over. We have another look. It's on his knees and then puts the ball on the ground, loses control. Those ones always going against the player with the ball in their hands nowadays. You just have to take that extra half a second. Make sure you've got your feet and you've got your balance before you throw the ball on the ground. The Dragons failing to take advantage of another opportunity gifted to them. It's on more by the referee than the Warriors, but an opportunity goes begging all the same as New Zealand. We head into this final 10 minutes of the game, up towards the halfway line. It's a 14-point margin, looking a forlorn task for the New South Wales Cup side. Try and splice through the middle once more. There, Hanson, told to go back to the mark to play it. Now they just looked at back through the middle Sifikula. Hansen will put the kick on the end of it. Looks like Farr chasing through. He doesn't get to it. They get the ball out the back, and Ben Johnson comes up with an important tackle on Farr. Setu 2 there got up above them, claimed the ball, and now the Dragons, they want to get on with it. They're 99 metres from where they want to be. And you've got to think they probably need to score in this set. Player down for the Warriors. I don't think it's concussion, so they're going to play on. They're going to be one short in the defensive line. Like on King Togia, wants a penalty, doesn't get it. Couchman takes it up. He again tries to get the arms free. When he can't do that, he just tries to wrestle to his front. Now Brown to Glover, like on King Togia. Now Sione Finau puts the foot down. To a pick, he comes across in cover, along with Graham Tautha, but good metres there from the Dragons. Can they let it sing from one side of the field to the other? Well, it's not exactly precise, but Brown gets it out wider. Savelio Tamale busts out of one tackle, but doesn't have a runner on his inside that he was looking for, and just has to take the tackle on tackle 5. It goes to Glover. Glover, does he have anything inventive? No, it's just another bomb, and easily taken by the Warriors. Well, it's the same NRL, New South Wales Cup. It doesn't matter. They have no imagination. Last tackle, the game on the line, and that's the crap he comes up with. Well, that's not good enough from Jonah Glover. The Warriors lead 18 points to 4. And we're inside the final 10 minutes. In fact, just 8 minutes remaining. And you feel like the Dragons had to score on that play. They had to score on that set. Without coming away with any points. Looks like it will be the Warriors' day. Now working through the middle. Offload. Back to Tupua. You've got to start today with no Freddie Lutnick. Kick from inside the 40 here from Hansen. Tamale's got it. Takes it on the full. Well positioned. Can't find a crease, a hole. Can't find any way through this Warriors defensive line. It's been 18 points to 0 to the Warriors in this second half after the Dragons led 4-0 at the break. They've had their chances but haven't been able to convert them. There's Viliami Fafita. Well, has a couple just holding on one on each leg. King Togia, been one of the Dragons' best, gets out of dummy half. Good carry from him. Now Brown. Brown gets his hands on the ball. Floats one out, hits the deck. Johnson has to go back and clean it up. Johnson, can he beat Farr? He can't. Farr, great tackle around the waist. And now it comes back again with Glover. He goes to the line, throws a massive forward pass that Tom Brady would be happy with. Well, when he does think off the top of his head and doesn't just stick the structure, I guess that's what happens. It all breaks down. Pretty ordinary again from the Dragons at the back end of that set. You feel like it's been a problem for the Dragons in New South Wales Cup all season. Their forwards are doing a good job. They're laying a good platform. They've got some dangerous outside backs. They just don't have the halves that are capable of taking advantage of it. Jonah Glover, another fairly ordinary day, it must be said, in attack. He's done some decent things in defence. I think he's done his job defensively. But really, when you have the amount of possession that the Dragons have had, and you come away with 4 points across 75 minutes, I think a lot of pressure does need to go on to the bloke in the 7 jersey. He's a bloke that's had, he's wreaked havoc for the Dragons, like a Halasima. I think he's been just about the Warriors' best, breaking through a couple more and now looking to get a pass around the corner. Then Farr, Hansen, he goes to the line, rolls it in behind. Sione Finau covers it up nicely and stays in the field of play. And the Dragons trying to make sure the scoreline doesn't get any worse than it currently is. As Dan Russell met solidly, he's driven backwards. Again, like King Togia gets into dummy half, Jackson Sherrod. Well, Jackson Sherrod, perhaps another bloke that can hold his head high. He's had another good day. as Cooper Roberts, well, he had a few of them last week. He's had another one late in this game. Just a simple pass from dummy half that hits his chest and he knocks it on. It's unacceptable. A nice comment here from Cardboard Crazy. This ref should be in first grade. He would fit in well. That's a little bit tongue-in-cheek and a bit of a crack at how average the officiating's been in the NRL. This is the next level. These are the guys not quite good enough for NRL, and I think you can tell it from today. He's certainly come up with some Barry Crockers against the Dragons. There were some strange decisions against the Warriors as well, though. Overall, I wouldn't be rating the referee very highly on his performance today. The Warriors break from the scrum, looking to put the cherry on top. Tane Tuapiki gets the dummy half. Short pass there for Sifakula. They're right on the attack. The Dragons' defence under pressure. Goes out the back to Hanson. Hanson goes wide at a far. They tip that one on to Varkey. Varkey shut down by Johnson. And they come back towards the middle. Hanson tipping that one on. Standing in the tackle but can't get an offload away. Wrapped up by Brown. Now Hanson short ball. Fatai Lofa was there almost through the hole. Again, it goes back to Hanson. Over chase there from Haley Finau. And Luke Hanson, well, when he plays eyes up footy, well, he's been penalised. They found an obstruction. Some Warriors players just standing in front of him. They were waiting for the kick. Maybe a little bit lazy here from some of the Warriors players. Well, it's well sold there by Ryan Couchman. Tui Pelotulaya, the man that was just standing there. Jackson Sherrod tapped after the let-off there, and Luke Hanson denied that try. Obstruction's a bit of a blight on the game at the moment. As the Dragons go wide, Tamale bounces out of a tackle, runs into another one, stands in the tackle and will be driven backwards to his own side of halfway. Now, Egan takes that one into fast, stands in the tackle, can't get the pass away. He's put down. Finau goes to the middle with Brown. Brown to Glover. Glover short ball to Russell. Again, they don't seem to want to put him on the ground. They're quite happy to wrestle with them. Haley Finau steps out of dummy half, goes to Sherrod. Sherrod, not much doing there. Comes back infield, takes the tackle. Now with King Togia. He looks to take off. He steps out of one, gets the pass out to Glover. Glover goes wide at Johnson. Johnson goes to the line, gets the pass to Robertson. Cooper Robertson's put it down again. Well, I'm not sure exactly what his complaint is. He's just dropped it cold. And he's had a poor final 5 minutes here, Cooper Roberts. 18 points to 4 as the clock ticks down. We're inside the final minute. You think this should be the final scoreline. Aussie asking, where are you watching this? New South Wales Rugby League TV app, which you have to pay for, Aussie. So, yeah, the only place you can watch this game is on an app that you have to pay a yearly subscription for. I paid the yearly subscription, but I understand most people don't want to, and I think people should be able to see these games. So bring you the stream until I get in trouble for it. Now far looks to go through. Couchman gets the pass around the corner. Tui Pelotulaya back to Hanson. Hanson, he was denied a try moments ago. He's been held up again. Well, I don't know how they stopped him there. That was an absolutely marvellous tackle from Sione Finau. Great play from the Warriors, but great desperation. Not too much to be gained there for the Dragons. They're going to lose this contest. but to put in that effort in the final 5 seconds of the game and come up with that stop, that's impressive. The kick goes up. Hopefully it's not for no reason, and it's taken, knocked on by the Dragons. I don't think it will matter. The siren should sound. The Warriors have been given the scrum feed, knock on against the Dragons. I don't know that we can have time for this scrum to pack, although the clock on the screen, it's not the official clock. It does say 80 minutes, but that's not the official clock. The referee looks like he's getting a word in his ear, perhaps, that that is the game. That is full time. The players now shaking hands. It's New Zealand Warriors victorious in this one, 18 points to 4. The Dragons led 4-0 at half-time, courtesy of this try to Dan Russell. In the second half, well, it was all the Dragons the opening 3 or 4 minutes until this moment. Allowed to bounce, the bounce fits up. The Warriors come up with the ball, and Moala Graham-Talfa sprints away to score their first try and give the Warriors the lead for the first time in the game. And they went on with it from there. They did have a few decisions go their way, but the Dragons didn't react positively. That one, a soft try for Graham Talfa's second. And then the last one here coming courtesy of Ben Fard, who's getting between a couple of tired defenders there for the Dragons on the line. And that was that for the Warriors. They'll maintain their spot in the top 5 with a win at home, winning 18 points to 4. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll sign off and see you for the next game. I'll be back next Tuesday for Team List Tuesday with the Mad Dragons podcast, previewing the Dragons game against the Dolphins. Looking forward to that one. See you then.